what are some ways in your years of experience, what are some ways in which you still go out of your way in order to make people feel important when you are leading teams or even just working and talking with people?
Yeah, I think it's a great point. The short answer to your question is I involve them. Okay, so it's that simple. And we can go as deep or wide as you want on this subject. How I reached that conclusion, it took me 19 years to reach that conclusion, by the way. So we can, so for from the point that I just described of starting to capture those at the beginning of my career, essentially 1987 to I don't know, not whatever 19 years was later when I switched companies and went to Europe for the first time. I There was a lot of lessons just in that transition. And so, but to answer your question specifically, involve people. If you're designing something new, involve them. Why? If you're anticipating a crisis coming up, we're in the pandemic crisis. I've been through three other crises: the Asian financial crisis, 1998. That's why I was sent to Singapore. One of the reasons I was sent to Singapore, 9/11 in early 2001. We all went through that, but that was a crisis, obviously, in many forms, and especially financial services, because for a while people needed to access their money and could not do that. And the other crisis was the global financial crisis in 2008. And when you're responsible and accountable for people and taking care of a village, you're the caretaker. Brandon, what you have to do is you need that tight engagement, and that engagement is not from an HR survey. That might be one way to measure it, but that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is real engagement and people. If you think about a flourishing village, and people have to eat, okay, families have to eat, and as a leader, your team needs to eat. Okay,
Mm.
so it's important to involve people that have skin in the game in the design of a flourishing village, a banking business, a manufacturing business. It doesn't matter what it is. Involve them, because if they can be involved in the daily operations of whatever you're doing, then they're much more likely to have equity and skin in the game, and they're going to be with you, and you're going to be aligned and function as a team. Just look at sports teams. That's actually how sports teams do it. The preparation that goes into Sunday sporting event, okay, is 6 days prior to that, right? It's
Mm.
not on the actual day. So the preparation, the engagement is really important.